Whisp, hello.
Alrighty. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 414. Yes, Dave Chappelle went too far in The Closer. Oh boy, we were going to do this yesterday, but I wasn't feeling so good, but now I'm better, and a bunch of people are enjoying their Sunday, so they thought they'd join me. Thank you so much, guys. It's always nice. And this video came out recently, just 3 days ago, by someone named doomermedia, who only has, I think, 2 videos. This is his second one. So his other video was on Is Vosh Unironically Evil, which had 220,000 views.
The answer is yes.
Yes, we don't
Yeah,
need...
but here's the thing. How can you be 100% correct on your first video and then wrong on your second video?
Well,
it's like such a...
Was he even correct in the first video?
I didn't watch that, so I don't know what it's about. It's an hour and 40 minutes. Take your time if you want to...
He just asked the question, but he answers it the way you would expect.
Exactly, yeah.
So the second one is, yes, Dave Chappelle went too far on The Closer. We're all like, wait, you're criticizing a comic? Like, how does that even work? What's wrong with a comic going too far?
His joke offended me. It's the point.
You know, it's kind of strange when you start attacking critics in comics. I mean, this is the last vestiges of sanity for a free society, for freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and to say, oh yeah, no, this comic shouldn't be talking about these topics. Like, who the hell are you to say that? That's a strange response. I don't know. Is he? I have no idea.
I don't know. Any tyrant does not want comedy made about the topics that he thinks are perfect.
Oh.
No critique allowed to the fantasy of the naked king.
He's not even critiquing, really. I mean, that's the thing. And he just takes so much offense to it for some reason. Or, I mean, people take too much offense.
It is
I don't know why.
He did... he was opened by a trans woman 2 years ago. And this person loved his work, didn't see him as offensive at all, very nice fellow. And 6 months after she opened, she committed suicide. And the family of that person responded just this week saying, no, that she was great with her and she really respected him and Dave was a warm fellow. It's all been reported in the news. So it's, this is like, oh, geez, Dave actually had relationships with people and in the trans community or whatever you want to call that. So
the sane ones probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely the sane ones. Yes.
Yeah, the ones that are actually trans, as opposed to the I feel gay today, so I'm going to put on some makeup.
As opposed to the Me Too movement.
Well, I'm not sure that's the same thing. That's a little.
Well, like the same. Well, the woke mentality. Let's say
the left-leaning. We have to preserve all these liberal mentalities of I'm a chain-smoking helicopter petunia man or whatever. I
wouldn't call that liberal. I'd call that deranged.
Yes, we know it's crazy, but we're trying to be friendly here. So
the fad chasers. Let's say.
Okay.
The chubby chasers?
Fad, not fat.
Fad chasers. The fad, as in like, the hip new fad. Yeah, it's like they treat it like, this is the new thing. Everyone's doing it.
Yes,
that kind of mentality.
The Apache helicopter is the new thing, so we got to protect the Apache helicopter people.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, this is an 8-minute video. It won't take too long, and we're going to hear all kinds of ridiculous left-leaning responses. Like, oh, you should have said that. Oh, you should have said that. It's like Dave Chappelle is one of the funniest comedians ever, and he took that hiatus for 5-7 years, whatever it was. And
there was a time the Catholic Church didn't take well to jokes either.
When you're in power and you try to silence your detractors, there's a problem. So for this guy to come out, damn, what are you doing, sir? Even if Dave Chappelle bombed and all his jokes sucked, you can't say, he went too far. It's like, well, apparently not.
I think I saw a lot of people dislike the video, so I think that's good.
Yeah, I was going to comment on that. This is a dumb opinion to have in general. So it doesn't matter who Dave Chappelle is. It doesn't matter who this guy is. To say this about a comedian is automatically wrong. Like say Carrot Top went too far. It's like what did Carrot Top do?
He said too many.
I can imagine that.
You know, like what would he have done to offend people? Like did he saw a plastic baby with a pipe saw or something? He's like, I don't care. So that wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
It's okay when we have a comedian. What was it? String up a noose of Orange Man Bad or whatever. What did she do?
I mean,
Kathy Griffin. I can't remember what she did.
no, she held up a severed head.
Severed head. Okay, there we go. And everyone's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
no,
funny.
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's kind of direct. That's a bit too on the nose.
Yeah, that's not a joke anymore.
Yeah.
That's just a threat.
Oh yeah, she wasn't joking about that. She was just going, I want to cut his head off. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, but she is a comedian. She's there for whatever reason, and you're allowed to do this in America. So you can still pay the consequences of your expressions, but you should be allowed to say them and express them.
Yeah.
So.
Bad people will never want you to make any joke about them or what they like or what they believe. And at the same time, will excuse any evil deed of theirs with, oh, it's just a joke.
Yes.
Oh, it
I'm
was
not a joke.
sarcasm. Oh, you just didn't get it.
So apparently, I'm reading in the comments that Doomer, this fellow, is on EFAP, or was on EFAP.
What?
At least. So maybe he was
Figures.
he was a special guest or whatever. So
Oh right, okay, cool.
For what though?
I don't know. I don't know of this guy, and as far as I know, he just
Yeah, I've never heard this guy.
I either don't remember him or he was on after I stopped watching.
yeah. So anyway, tall
right.
person, thanks for the 2. The SJWs seem a lot more incensed than usual with the closer, and my thoughts are that these crybabies were told no after years of capitulation. I'm not sure what's going on here anymore. When you're attacking the people that you deem sacrosanct, that they are suddenly, no, you can't talk about these. You can't make fun of the people we love. It's like, really?
We've left the trans madness of the left go on for too long, and it festered too deep. There's too many kids also falling for it, especially those who are, as is common for puberty, going through an identity crisis.
Oh, apparently Stitch and Adam have him on their show right now. Wow.
Stitch, you mean?
Stitch and Adam, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What, on EFAP right now?
No, on their show.
Oh, yeah. Stitch and Adam.
No, Adam and Stitch.
Yeah, they have their own show.
Oh, okay.
It's a good show.
Yeah.
I have a huge backlog of it.
I was on it too. Yeah. I was with LiteratureDevil. We're talking about stories as always. So
Yeah. Go watch Stitch's stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So 8 minutes.
Make more videos.
Yeah, he should make more videos. It's true. It's just like me. I should make more videos too. Anyway, let's see. It's only 8 minutes. Won't take too long. See how bad his arguments are. I hate saying that because I already know it's going to be bad. But okay. we know it's going to be bad. Anyway.
Of course.
Dave Chappelle, one of the best stand-up comedians of all time, recently released a comedy special called The Closer. The second half of the special is largely about issues related to trans rights, and some of his comments have generated a tremendous amount of controversy online. And a lot of that is well-deserved, so I'm here to talk about why. Now, up front, I want to be very clear.
First correction. Controversies are the mad, unscientific opinions of trans activists, not of critics like Dave Chappelle, who raps it in comedy, or anyone else who criticizes the leftist madness.
Yeah.
They are stirring up controversy.
It's
not the same people. The majority of people, when the majority of people have an opinion, and it's contrary to what socialists believe, it is not a controversy when the majority of people believe something sane still. What the socialists believe is a controversy each and every time, and they spin it as this person has a controversial opinion. No, that's a majority of population opinion. That's not controversy. They're flipping it around. It's gaslighting every time.
I just posted on Twitter. It was an article I read today about non-binary people and what they are and aren't, and it was this 10-point or whatever article, And I was like, you could replace the word non-binary with Apache attack helicopter, and it would just be exactly the same argument. And I was just like, this is insanity. This is crazy stuff. And I can't believe that people are. And this was from a therapist advocate. They have a website, and good Lord, if that's the real person on their website.
Yeah, that's anti-therapy, if you ask me.
Oh,
it's the antithesis of therapy when you tell people this is complete garbage. Like you will be more lucky to get any help from some esoteric guy or girl that gives you some crystals.
Well, I would say
channel
crystal
energy
meth
into.
at a bar, but that's the same.
Not crystal meth, but just some healing stones and stuff, and then drape them around yourself and meditate. That will do less harm to you, I swear. Because it will probably do nothing.
All right.
Yeah. Or just buy crack from a hobo. Either, it doesn't really matter.
Ooh, hobos.
All right.
Or
I'm
just
not
go
saying
walking
Dave
with
should be
hobos, isn't that
cancelled,
right?
and I'm not saying that Netally obligated to pull the special or something like that. What I am saying is that Dave was being kind of an asshole here, and that some of these.
He was being mean.
Oh,
Oh,
no. Not an asshole. Not an asshole. Oh, no. Oh, no. Think of the children. No. Oh. Anyway.
Can't
Don't
we all
watch
be
your
nice and
special,
pander
then.
to my opinion, please?
Cue the song. I'm an asshole.
Oh.
Look, at that point, just turn the special off. That's all you gotta do. All you gotta plan to make an 8-minute video.
Oh.
It's like you people do it to us. It's like if you don't like it, don't watch it, and we don't watch it.
Yeah, then you complain that we don't watch it.
Yeah.
Well, we don't complain when you don't watch what we like.
If only more people watch She-Ra. Oh, it would be so good.
Oh.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
I haven't eaten enough to barf enough.
Oh.
Oh.
Just don't resort to bulimia. That's all I ask.
Okay.
But you're a ghost. How do you throw up?
Anorexia it is.
Have you? Okay, you've never had ectoplasm in your face.
Whoa, let's slow down there. Okay. That's good.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Calm down. Okay. Just listen.
What's that? What's that? Double down. Sure.
Don't try
Whisp
me.
went too far.
There is no shock button on the Discord. You can't shock people, so no. If there were, I would do it lots, but I can't. So.
Yeah, it's just.
Anyway, Matthew Valente, the guy who likes to just throw in random questions, just gave me $2. So thank you, Matthew. No question, no comment, but thank you anyway.
Oh, that's good.
Nice.
That's nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I read a random topic from him. It's completely unrelated to the video. It's like
Of course.
Is he watching another stream and then accidentally,
it's possible, yeah.
I don't but
Anyway.
Comments really
Someone's
are
done that,
unacceptable.
though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, twice.
Before I begin, I'd like to address a few comments I'm likely to get. That I just hate Chappelle, or that I don't get edgy comedy. When I heard
No,
the
you
special was
don't.
generating controversy, I tweeted out, "This gon' be good, watching this shit right now." So I am clearly not
It's like,
biased against
You
Chappelle.
do hate him, and you don't get it.
So you were
Yeah.
preempting the show saying it's going to be good, and then you watch the show and then you give exactly the same comments you were saying you're preempting and you're not supposed to say. Okay. That's great.
I'm not
I'm
buying
not
the
trying
not
to be a
biased
bias,
part.
but I am.
Because I said this
Yeah.
comment before the show started. I'm not biased, and then I act biased. It's like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
I'm not going to do this thing,
What?
and then I did it. See? I'm fine. No.
So, fine, I hate it.
All you have to say is just, why did you make the video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
We wouldn't have a stream today.
Well, we do another video, but this is equally dumb. So.
Yeah,
We do a better
do
video,
something
probably.
All
We
right.
do something about how, I don't know, a girl from California cut her own testicles off or something weird. I don't know. This is usually what we do.
Okay.
I also called out Heem for hating on Chappelle, which was, unfortunately, the only time Heem has ever been right about something on Twitter. And not only do I get edgy comedy, I thrive in it. I got
No,
suspended
you
from
don't.
Twitch for shitposting this month. And I'd love to give you more examples, but I might.
Okay, shitposting is different from what Dave Chappelle is doing. He's not shitposting. He is stating facts and wrapping them in comedy. Different thing.
Cancelled, so just take my word for it. Said,
No.
the closer still clearly crosses a line in my opinion. To explain why, I'll tell you a quick story about my friend Steven. Me and Steven...
Don't care.
I really don't give a shit about your friend. I really don't give a shit about your own experience.
Also really jumps.
How about you just tell us the line that you take offense to, and tell us why you think it's wrong that he says it.
Yeah, but first, let's have a metaphor, and let's work with that, shall we?
Why are we?
Look, your experience is your experience, just like my experience is my experience.
Yeah.
So that's not an argument, really.
I would love
I'd
to see.
like to tell you an 8-hour story about my friend Keith. Anyway, he's racist and doesn't like black people, so I like this thing. It's like, okay.
It's
I would love to see him analyze a joke. Just try, but just go for it. Just see how far you get.
He takes out his calculator.
Clearly, this
I like
delivery.
edgy jokes, but not against me.
Clearly, this delivery line was
my
too
friend.
slow. Therefore, it's a bad joke, and therefore he went too far in his speech patterns. Like, okay.
Listen. We all can have a laugh and a joke about the Jews and the 6 million, but I draw the line at making jokes about trans. That's me.
Oh, yeah.
About
good
fake
point,
trans.
Yeah.
All right.
But let's hear about his friend Steven.
Yeah.
built entirely on roasting each other. We'd always try to make the most extreme jokes possible and make each other laugh. But there was one exception to this. Steven was quite fat and obviously very insecure about being fat. So I never made jokes about that.
Why wouldn't you? You're his friend.
Yeah.
That's what you should be doing.
Yeah, the only person he can trust with critique is his friend.
Yeah, that would be the best thing to do for your friend that you care about and you have fun with is joke about the thing that's obvious. Because if he doesn't get it from you, life is going to hit him really hard.
Yeah. Is he supposed to trust random people or people who mean ill towards him?
Yeah, exactly.
No, he's gonna have to trust you, his friend.
Yeah.
So when you tell him, "Hey, I kind of worry about you getting diabetes because you got all red in the face lately. Could you? I really care about you. Could you please check with a doctor? And maybe we can do some workout stuff."
Oh God, such hate speech, Whisp.
Yeah. And maybe eat a half.
I'm not just thinking of him going like, listen, I never called him fat, but I did call him a small dick faggot who takes up the arse from black guys. But, calling him fat was like crossing a line that our friendship couldn't go on. I call him a raging homosexual, but, I would never call him fat.
Well, I think he's trying to say that there's a line that you don't cross with your friend.
Yeah,
fine, okay, but that has nothing to do with what Dave Chappelle is doing with his stand up. What is the I don't know, what is the similarities between those 2 points?
Yeah, I know I once placed
his point will be nice to insecure people, coddle insecure people. That's not how you make them stronger.
No, you insult them until they cry and kill themselves.
Yeah, what?
What?
No, that's not how it works either. But this is the wrong. This coddling is the wrong way.
Yeah, you don't. If you there's mocking and then there's vicious mocking,
Yes.
and that's where you have to understand the difference of everything. But normal mocking isn't. I think too many people think that mocking is always vicious mocking. There's a thing called banter, and everyone goes like, "Oh, you just call things banter when it's not really banter." There's an actual thing, banter. Once you realise what it is, the world makes a lot more sense.
Okay. Let's
But
go.
anyway, insult your fat friends because
Please.
they need insult, because otherwise they're going to be fat.
Yes.
So-
If it's not your family, it's your
Yeah.
friends. If it's not your friends, it's the rest of reality. So just get it over with. Okay.
I was trying to make him laugh, not piss him off. One day, Steven lost a lot of weight, over 100 pounds, and as a result,
In one day?
Well, imagine if after this relationship, was like on friendly terms, that then he was, I'm going to crack some jokes and just fun banter about his weight. Don't you think that would influence him to think about his weight early on, as opposed to years later?
I suppose. I don't.
To be honest with you, Smud, I couldn't give two tosses about Stephen or anything that he's ever done or will do.
I don't give a shit about Steven.
Well, it's just like all of a sudden he's lost weight. It's like, yeah, who facilitated that? Did you help him through that? Did you say, hey, maybe you should lay off the burgers, or maybe one less ice cream this time around? Like, I don't know. You could have tried that.
Or did a girl that he liked say no chance fatty, and then you're like, well, I'm gonna have to lose weight to win her over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would have been a great indicator too. So there's all these opportunities to help people, and whether you say it in a nice way, that's up to you. But you got to tell people, hey, you don't look healthy or you don't look good.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 beers is too much in one night. Some people can do 6. Some people can do 2. Everyone has their limits.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to know why we're waiting a minute to talk about a fat cunt called Stephen in a video about Dave Chappelle.
I hope it's a metaphor. I really do.
It's not a metaphor.
What the hell was that?
That was probably Steven.
Someone was practicing a trombone. It was just like...
Yeah, like... Yeah, I'll be honest with you, that was so loud, that's actually scared my hamster back into it.
That was a bike, and I've said it before, and I live next to the freeway.
Oh, well...
Is that what you call it? You call it a hamster now?
No, I do have a hamster. I'm sat next to my hamster right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I thought it was a metaphor.
Okay.
What was a metaphor?
Anyway, back to Fat Stephen losing 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Came the insecurity about his weight, so I laid a medium-sized motherfucker with every fat joke I could think of, culminating in a 10-minute rant about how he was going to get so fat he wouldn't be able to get out of bed, and they were going to have to come rescue him with a crane like the end of What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Pretty offensive shit, but Steven thought it was hilarious because now he was in on the joke.
He wasn't in on it before?
Those sound very, very up top. Sounds like he just was laughing. That level of joking. So it's like he was just laughing with you to not seem like he's taking it personally.
Yeah,
because that's not just the little ones. That's the mobbing kind of jokes when you tell those directly.
Is that the end of the story, or
this is kind of the, this is gallows humor. This is it's okay. This is the types of jokes that it's fine when he makes them about himself. So you are the asshole. This is beyond banter, if you ask me.
I honestly don't care. I'm just waiting for the trans jokes or whatever Dave Chappelle supposedly said. As I said, I don't care about Steven. I don't care. He's not my friend.
Yeah, and also Steven is just fat. He doesn't have he doesn't have a mental thing that is slowly driving him to suicide. He's just fat. You can work on fat without any medical help.
No, unless he goes, I've got a thyroid problem, which is what they always say.
Yeah, the body's very efficient at burning calories if you just sit there and do not much.
Everyone's thyroid problems also go hand in hand with vast donut.
Man.
Surprising, that isn't it?
Yeah. I have a strange feeling he's making this entire story up.
Yes.
Oh, you don't say. Oh, no.
I don't know why.
Probably.
Just a feeling.
I don't know. It's like, we roast each other all the time, but there's certain like jokes that we don't aim for, which is, I don't know. It's weird because I have that thing with my best friend.
Yeah, if he's fine with that level of jokes, then there's nothing Dave Chappelle says that he is even remotely allowed to take offense with.
Yeah.
That's the weird part.
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
Oh, he's going to finish this anecdote now. And then he killed himself.
Oh, we can only hope.
Oh, jeez. His made-up friend killed himself. That's great.
Steven killed himself because he ate too much donuts. Yeah.
Anyway, let's give him the benefit. Say, all right, real friend, real story. Okay, good enough.
Real story.
This made-up fat friend, so he could feel better about himself.
This establishes a pretty simple principle. Tell that the target of the joke will appreciate. The problem isn't that Chappelle makes jokes about trans people. The problem is that he makes some very cruel jokes about trans people that many of them obviously won't appreciate. First,
Many,
Really,
many.
Your fucking examples were exactly what you just described. But Dave Chappelle was mainly making jokes of transgenders, people who are not trans, people who pose as that. Fakers, people with Munchausen syndrome.
Well, this
attention
is
whores.
the same thing he said before. Was Dave was being kind of an asshole? It's like he's a comedian. What's your point? Oh, he's making cruel jokes to certain audience members. Like, oh, what's your point?
Well, it's like, do you not know who Dave Chappelle is?
It's not even that. It's just so. It's trans people might not be happy with these jokes. So
Look, I don't walk into an Amy Schumer stand-up and expect funny
comedy.
jokes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
She hates men. Like, cool. I don't care. Like, she can think whatever she wants to think.
Yeah, people get offended by jokes.
Well, has he ever watched like Andrew Dice Clay or any of these other really offensive dudes or crude guys? Like,
Yeah, show him George Carlin.
Dunham.
yeah, pick any of these guys who have been around for decades, and he's like, oh, they're crude. Oh, they're so disgusting. It's like, yeah, that's kind of what their shtick. That's what they do.
They all are.
Yeah, but it's also a bit like, look at any like British comedian. We really are like cruel to stuff.
Of course you are.
Ridiculous. No, it's ridiculous. I mean, look, before Frankie Boyle became woke and a knobhead, I mean, that guy was insulted disabled children, for God's sake. I mean, he was like going straight at them. I mean, some of the stuff he said, I'm like, wow. Go on.
There's even Ricky Gervais's. He makes fun of kids that have been raped.
Yeah.
Oh, there's been.
I always remember, what was it? Frankie Boyle once said, with Princess Diana, like as a memorial, they're just going to have like in Africa, they're just going to have a gangbang in a minefield or something. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And it's just like.
Well, there's even like the cleaner comedians like Don Rickles. He was pretty much insulting everyone he's ever met. It's always been his shtick. So, I mean, where do you draw the line with comedians? Like, you don't. That's the point. They're allowed to make an ass of themselves for the sake of comedy. And it doesn't matter what the topic is. Doesn't matter what the issue is. If you can make a crowd laugh, you're doing your job. And
yeah, wait until people find the comedian Roy Chubby Brown. I mean, they're going to get really, really, really offended. Because he is just racist. It's terrible.
It reminds me of the trap question at CoxCon when the whole room laughed, including Jesse Cox, and then afterwards some maybe tranny threw a hissy fit, and the guy was thrown out who made the joke, and Jesse Cox wrote a cuck-like statement that it was totally not funny, it was horrible, and nobody laughed, which is completely a complete lie.
Yeah,
because even he laughed on camera, and you can hear the whole hall.
all right.
That's funny.
Anyway, keep going.
Horrible times.
first, let's look at a good Chappelle joke about.
Because I didn't come up with this idea on my own. This idea that a person can be born in the wrong body. But they have to admit, that's a fucking hilarious predicament.
In a way.
This isn't a joke at the expense of trans people. It's a joke about the absurdity of the situation. And I'm sure plenty of trans people.
Yeah, well, that depends on the person, right? A person can interpret this as you're making fun of their situation that they're in.
Yes, that is also possible. Either way, this is an opener, and it's very soft, and it is a rather lame one.
Yeah.
Conclusion: only lame jokes allowed.
Yeah, keep everything below board. You can't go above that line I drew.
Yeah.
Jokes should not make you laugh, really.
Yeah. It just gives you a dry raise of the eyebrow as you sip your martini.
Yeah, it depends on. We go for definitions of things like what is it? What is comedy? I always said it was the truth with exaggeration, to put it as simple as possible. But there's all different kinds of comedy. It's not just that. It's delivery. It's how you say it. It's the level of intelligence you convey to make your audience feel superior. So when you do say something intelligent, they can laugh with you. There's all kinds of things. So it's performance art.
And yeah, stakes those. I agree. This is not even a joke. This is not a joke yet. It's just a description of the situation.
Right. Okay.
Appreciate it. Jokes like this aren't the problem, are comments like this.
If I was honest, I wouldn't fall for it. I just looked at the picture like, ooh, look at that big chiseled jawline, that big thick Joe Rogan neck. Is that a dude? Is your daughter a man?
This comment from the closer is just hateful and mean.
Oh,
no, it isn't, you fucking idiot.
How?
This is beneath the level of fat jokes you were claiming to make. And a big, thick Joe Rogan neck, a trans woman will not go to the gym to get a fat neck like that. A fat, muscly, mega neck with giant shoulders. A trans woman will do everything to avoid that kind of body. Unless you're coping so hard in denial that you do it. But then you probably won't go on transition. There's just a lot of people who... the people who will be offended by this are the trenders who don't put any effort in, who run around with stubble or even beards and expect to be called she. Sorry, no.
Well, he's also taken a lot of there's a lot of preamble before he says that paragraph. He talks about how he was at a bar when, and if this story is to be believed, he talks about how he saw this woman by herself, and it's the holidays. He bought her a drink, and she started talking to him, and he's just trying to be nice and polite, and she asked the question of, do you want to see a picture of my daughter? Dave says yes. She shows him, and again, him trying to be as nice as possible, he just says, oh, she's very beautiful. And then I guess she looked at him kind of funny and said, she's transgender. And that's when he starts to say that, that trap didn't let me be honest, because if I was honest, hence the paragraph.
Yeah, why would if he is being nice already, so if that's, assuming this anecdote is true, if Dave is nice to this mother about that picture, why would the mother go on and spout, she's trans? Like, that is deranged.
Yeah, first of all, she's asking for it.
Yeah, and that tells me there's something mentally wrong with the mother, because she wants it to be known that her daughter is trans. A sane mother would not disclose this. Period. So she deserves to be made fun of. There was this at one of the Games Done Quick events. I think the last one I watched, it got too cringy and boring. There was this guy with shaved bald who was playing. I don't remember what he was playing, and his girlfriend was sitting on the couch behind him, and she looked okay, bit worn out maybe, but mainly okay.
The couch girlfriend.
The girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, so not super pretty, but she looked okay. Okay, girl. And then in the middle of his playthrough, he told about his girlfriend having her transition anniversary or something. And just like it was the best thing in the world. And just like, oh, it's so great, blah, 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 blah. And you could see his girlfriend on the couch, tensing up.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. But there was no outcry or outrage over that. Because that girl, if you ask me, she was naturally passing. And he took that away from her. This asshole, this inconsiderate, unempathetic asshole, because the left, the social justice assholes are nothing but virtue signalers. They for them, this trans status is like a drug. It's like a drug to them. And they have to talk about it all the time and disclose it all the time. What we do not want is that when we pass, that you disclose that we're trans. But for you, the social justice assholes, it is the most important that people know you're trans. You fucking cunts.
Anyway,
I don't have a comparison right now, but
anyway,
yeah.
we're almost halfway done. So
Anyway,
Yeah,
that was our daily Wisp the Pissed section for this Smudcast.
yes, let's keep going. There'll be no more of those, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, goodbye. Bye. Good
All right,
night.
anyway, let's go.
What's the joke here? That trans people are disgusting? Steven
Yes.
wasn't going to have much of a sense of humor about fat jokes. Trans
Eric, shut
people
up, you're
aren't
not
likely to
helping.
have a sense of humor about misgendering or about comments that amount to little more than "you look gross." Dave is one of the best stand-up comedians of all time. He can
Why
do
were
better
trans
than
people
this,
laughing
and
then?
he can be funnier than this.
I'm laughing.
He can do a better job, guys. His joke wasn't funny enough. It's like, okay, thanks, critic.
You want him to rail on trans people more then?
If only he thought
what's the
that-
argument?
If only he made the joke better, it would have been fun. It's like, oh, so it is a joke. You accept it as a joke that people laughed at. Okay.
Yeah. Dude, if you can't laugh about misgendering jokes, then get therapy.
I mean, we've seen all kinds of cartoons for decades, probably the 70s, of men dressed up as women. We have like big muscular men wearing sailor outfits or God knows what. It's funny. It's weird. It's like these two things do not go together.
Yeah.
This body type and that
It just-
dress. No.
And sometimes
I don't
the
know.
opposite.
Yeah.
It just sounds like they've never heard a joke before in their life. That's what I don't get, you know?
Of course they haven't.
Like-
They've been sheltered
like
for so
growing-
long.
Like, when I was growing up, I've been made the butt of the joke every single time. Whether it's my weight, my, the fact that I'm Hispanic, or that, I can be an idiot sometimes. It's like, I've been the butt of the joke ever since, like, elementary, middle school, high school. And I've just gotten used to it now. Like, I understand at the end of the day, it's just jokes. Like, I built up a tolerance.
Yeah.
You know, I can't
Mhm.
deny that when you first hear it, it hurts, sure, but you get over it.
Yeah.
It's like that's just life. You get made the butt of the joke, but eventually you just toughen up like you should.
Yeah, grow beyond
And
it.
it's just to grow.
When it's actual
like
jokes,
moves on.
just
throw
grow
the back
fucking
at them.
beyond it. And
Grow a
stop.
backbone,
This is an important thing for real trans people is stop identifying and start being.
Yeah.
Here
Because
is
once you find your center, no joke can hurt you.
here,
And no misgendering
embrace
can hurt
it.
you because it doesn't. Because it doesn't matter what anyone calls you. It does not change what and who you are inside.
So here's John Doe, the average Joe. Thanks for the one. I liked Doomer's Vosh takedown vid. I think any takedown vid of Vosh, like you don't have to be very intelligent to do that. You just say, here's Vosh, and then here's Vosh 2 seconds later. Where he goes through Vosh's various debate tactics, such as bad faith interpretations. For the most part, I thought that was well researched. Never thought the same channel would publish a bad take like this. Yeah, this is a really bad take, and it doesn't matter what his arguments are, because on principle, it's already incorrect to say a comedian went too far. that the publisher or the platform allowed this to happen. They obviously knew what they were doing. People obviously wanted to watch this guy and get it televised and get it watched by everyone else.
Yeah.
So there's for a bunch of people. Obviously, not everyone's going to like every comedian. That's true. But for the majority of people, love this guy. Even he does.
Mm-hmm.
A comedian is not
the
responsible
funny
for
thing
the
is-
audience, just like the audience is not responsible for the comedian.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is, what always makes me laugh is Dave Chappelle's doing really well, making money and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, if you try to use it's making money, so it must be good argument that they use for all the other stuff. They go, no, that's not right, it's wrong, it's all this. It's like, just use your own arguments against you. And
Yeah. Well, just think about
hypocrisy.
Dave meeting this girl with a Joe Rogan neck and going, ugh. Like, is that the end of the world? Like, oh my God, how offensive, Mr. Chappelle's. Like,
Oh my God! I've been chatted up by worse looking
Sounds
women.
like a
and I've had to
caricature.
think of something to get out of it, and sometimes I have just referred to, no, I'm sorry, I'm straight. So
That is if the story is to be believed. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. But everyone's been in a situation where they've been shown something that's ugly and they've had to lie. I mean, I'm sure we've all been shown a friend's ugly baby.
yes.
And we're going, oh, how adorable. In reality, you're like, oh my God, did you like not ask for a refund? You got out of the hospital? Are you sure they're meant to come out like that? Like, how many pints did the doctor have before they delivered it? You know. But you know what I mean? It's something that happens. Some people make jokes about it. Do I hate babies? Maybe, possibly. But, you know, people make jokes. It's fine. Half the people comedians make jokes about don't exist. Like Steven. This guy's friend.
Yeah.
Just
And
fat,
Dunn
but not
mumbled in the
fat,
chat,
right?
and I think someone else before that mentioned that he keeps cutting out context and punchlines.
Yes.
Of
Yeah,
course he
pretty
does.
much.
Well, he's focusing on this one specific sentence, and it's like, that's not offensive. I'm sorry. It's an observation and a reaction to an observation. It's like, so what? Have you ever
And
looked at a man with, I don't know, really bad eyebrows? You go, ooh, that looks, dude, like, come on. You don't look in the mirror every day? Like, come on.
He's trying to generalize every trans person. That's what's weird about it.
Yeah. Hey, this cast, by the way, has an expert on whether these trans jokes are funny.
Yeah, I know. Thank you,
Eric.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait,
Always ask Eric.
Wait, what happened?
Anyway.
We all decided to bully Eric for 5 seconds.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
It was a joint effort.
All right. Let's keep going.
I'm not saying it's not pussy, but that's like pussy or impossible pussy. You know what I mean?
Beyond Meat and Impossible Meat are, shockingly, not meat. The punchline of this joke is that trans women aren't women, and hopefully you can understand why a lot of trans people wouldn't.
Wait, hold on.
I mean, no offense, they're not.
Yeah, biologically, we aren't. That's the problem.
Biologically.
Mr. Doomerman, we are not. That is the problem. That is the entire problem, you idiot.
Hold on. It's like almost going like, trans women aren't women, period. And you're like,
I know. The pun is probably not intended.
Yeah, there's someone that can have that belief though and still take this as offensive.
Yeah, look, this guy, if you really believe trans women are women biologically, you are an anti-science idiot. If we were women all throughout, we wouldn't have gender dysphoria.
Yeah, even some of the religions some religions that are anti-science will call you out on that. It's like, yes, they're not. Like even they'll tell you that no, they're not women biologically. Of course they aren't.
Yeah. Do you know how many it's not just the genitals and reproductive organs. There's so much about the human body, about the sexes that is completely different, works completely different. It's it's. I could talk for an hour about this, but this would be beyond the stream. And we could make Chappelle could also mean that. Well, if she still has a dick, that's kind of not a pussy, is it?
Yeah.
He's not wrong.
It's a good joke. I like it. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go.
I laughed.
I clapped. Yeah, okay.
I saw pussy and I clapped.
What the fuck? Okay.
I like the food analogies. Okay, leave me alone.
We're writing that in your grave, Hawk.
Yeah, no, stop.
Staring me right at the face, and it hurt.
Get
Okay.
into my soul.
Wouldn't have a sense of humor about this. And the misgendering continues as Dave talks about his friend Daphne.
Clearly, only a man would do some gangster shit like that. But I'll tell that little girl, young lady, I knew your father, and he was a wonderful woman.
Two things trans people are going to be particularly sensitive about are misgendering and making fun of their appearance, which...
So why was Daphne not offended? We know
Why-
she wasn't.
Hey, why are you
Offense,
offended
if you
on my
wanted to-
behalf, you twat hat?
Exactly.
Shut up! I want to hear the black man make funny noises.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah,
So he's talking for these other people because he thinks they're offended. That's great.
Which is the
I'm
last
offended
thing.
at you being offended on my behalf.
yeah, this is
Yeah,
the
that's
nonsense.
the last thing anyone. That's the last thing anyone should do. To be more offended than the people that it's actually aimed at.
Yeah, this is what SJWs do all the time. Oh, you said something about black people. I'm not a black person, but I'm offended that you said that about. It's like, what, did you?
And that's what instantly discredits them in everything.
Yeah,
That's why I'm happy that his video got dislike bombed.
good. You authoritarian, censorious. I forgot the rest.
No, Wisp. As a white person, I can speak on behalf of black people since they're less than me.
Authoritarian, censorious helicopter mom.
Yeah.
I just love the fact that all these like white people are so racist that they think that black people and trans people and all these other things just can't, have an opinion of their own, and it has to be middle class university white.
Well, yeah,
students.
this is the argument I got into on Twitter that month or two ago about saying, well, I don't know any transgender people except for one, and their opinion is this, and they're saying, well, I know at least a dozen, and I'm like, really? You met a dozen people in your state that are transgender, and they all. I find that very.
They all talk with you.
Yeah, I find it very hard to believe that possibility exists.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the stats, I don't have the stats on me, but what are they, like 100 in the world? Not 100 per capita. I don't know the exact number, but is it
About
There's
1 in
100 trans
10,000.
people in the world, and we've got one of them here.
like the probability of that happening is like, oh, that's never been reported before. That would change our understanding of this condition. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
like really, you talked to 12 or so. I was like, okay, clearly you know more than I do.
And they all think exactly the same.
Yeah,
like there's some
exactly.
Yes, that's
Very,
odd,
that's
isn't
very
it?
strange. Yeah. Huh. Funny that. And they all agree with your views. Huh. Again, so what a coinky dink, eh? That, and what are these people's names? Oh, you only have first names.
No, it's always something they, some call sign or no actual names because they.
It's Bob, Steven, it's
No.
Frank.
Well,
Yeah.
in regards
Well,
to the trans community or whatever he was talking about, it was always, none of your business, or it was, I think one of them was like candy or whatever. Whatever.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure a
okay,
trans
yeah.
woman would call herself Candy, but while not working in porn
Well,
or not just
yeah.
being a gay man in drag.
Yeah, that's as far as the conversation went. I don't want to.
Dude,
Maybe
okay,
she
if you
listens
go
to
to
the
a
Candy
gay
Man.
bar, some of the men may behave rather girly. That doesn't mean they're trans women.
Yeah, I just
Do you understand that, Mr. Doomer?
It's like I met a girl called Candy. Yeah. Anyway, so outside of Hooters in the real world,
It's like candy.
Anyway, Tim 505. Thanks for the 5. Yeah, that's cool. Did you know Japan made an original gay superhero named Fire Emblem in an anime called Tiger and Bunny? Wow.
Really?
That's like saying I made a transsexual hero called Samus in the video game called Mario.
Stop hurting my head.
Yeah, stop hurting my head. Yeah, my head hurts too. I was like, eh.
Yeah, if you thought Sheik in Legend in Zelda was bad, whoa.
Also, say again. What was the one that Japan made called?
Made a gay superhero called Fire Emblem in an anime called Tiger and Bunny.
Fire
Tiger
Emblem,
and Bunny,
really?
but it's okay.
Now you have to go watch Tiger and Bunny.
Really, Fire Emblem?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I think it's
That's
part
all.
of the superhero subversion genre done right, but I haven't watched it. Supposedly it has good characters.
Supposedly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I haven't watched it. I can only go by reference.
Yeah. Okay.
What I've been told by my friend Stephen.
Yes, back to Steven.
it's,
His 100-pound weight loss. Because that's totally a thing again, yeah. Anyway. What was he saying prior? Trans people are going to get offended about misgendering their appearance. So, okay, sure. All right.
Dave seems to insist on doing at every available, and this isn't limited to this special either. Here's a bunch of examples from previous specials of comments that I would expect to piss off a lot of people. And really quickly, let's address Daphne. Daphne Dorman was a comedian, trans woman, and Dave Chappelle's friend, who committed suicide shortly after the release of Chappelle's special Sticks and Stones. Chappelle ends the closer with a long story about Daphne, which clearly illustrates that Daphne supported Dave's jokes about trans people, and that Dave probably isn't transphobic in his heart. Now, that's all well and good. Daphne wasn't.
But in his mind, he wants to wipe out all trans people.
Okay. Edgy in the
He's not
chat says
transphobic
exactly
in
to
his
this.
heart.
Just before Dave started on this, Edgy in the chat wrote, "The media hypocrisy. Dave Chappelle goes too far about trans. Daphne Dorman got attacked on Twitter by trans for defending Chappelle, which possibly led to his suicide. Media is silent about it."
Yeah, exactly.
So, if this is true, Dorman killed herself because she was harassed by trans activists who are most likely not trans for defending Dave Chappelle, not because they've made rude jokes. So it's exactly the other way around, and you are exploiting her death for your cause, although your cause is the cause of her death. Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're really good at, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, anger
Well,
again.
I know that story personally. Not that about Dorman, but
No, I understand. It's, yeah, but once you start digging actually into stuff, it's always bad. The woke are always bad. We should just accept that by now.
I'm at this point, I think they're just plain evil.
Well, he's saying that Dave Chappelle had a personal story with a trans person and they were friends. It's like, okay, so that's one point for Chappelle that he's not a trans hater, whatever. So, okay, what's your response to that, Doom?
His response is, but you
Yeah,
can still be
let's find out.
trans while having trans friends.
Wasn't offended. But the point isn't that his jokes need to offend trans people.
Wait, let's rewind that.
Wait, hold on.
Supported Dave's jokes at people, and that Dave probably isn't transphobic in his heart. Now, that's all well and good. Daphne wasn't offended. But the point isn't that his jokes need to offend all trans people. The point is that they will
No, hold on. They don't need to offend all trans people. So if they offend one person, they're bad.
Then we can't tell any jokes.
Cannot tell jokes
About
then,
anything, ever.
because a joke is going to offend somebody somewhere at some point in time.
It's usually at the expense of someone else, a joke. So if
Yeah.
someone is the target of a joke, they gotta be mature enough to understand, hey, he's saying or she's saying a truth, and it's about me. And I'm like, yeah, he's right. That is kind of true. That's kind of funny. And you just roll with it. You go, yeah, I got you. I see where you're coming from.
What did the estranged Austrian think about Charlie Chaplin?
Exactly. Yeah, he was a bit miffed. This is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous point of saying a joke doesn't have to offend all people to be bad because it's like
Good.
Mate, I say jokes all the time that will offend somebody because mainly because I'm trying to offend people. But this is stupid.
Yeah, because it's all subjective. It's like what's funny to someone is not going to be funny to somebody else.
Well, there are some people who'll be offended by everything, whose sole purpose in life is just to be offended. So we've got to revolve our entire lives around not offending some prick who gets offended at the slightest thing. No, thank you.
Yeah, we are using freedom of speech not to talk about the weather. We're here to say controversial things, and that includes satire and criticism and comedy.
Yeah. What did Jordan Peterson say? Was it like in order to think you have to be willing to offend something? Isn't that what he said once?
Yeah, he
sounds like him.
He connected the idea of being the hero of a story also means making you a monster. You have to be this courageous monster of a person.
Well, the hero of one story is the villain of another.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Could say so, yeah.
You also have to remember that, like, you could think you're doing the most virtuous, moral thing in your life, but in someone else's life, you're a villain and you're hurted somehow.
Yeah, to the narcissistic tyrant, the good person that speaks the truth is the villain.
Yeah, but
perspective thing.
Yeah,
and they see themselves as heroes. Yep.
But you're going to offend somebody somewhere at some point in time, no matter what. Unless you just like put yourself into a coma, you're going to offend somebody somewhere.
Right. This is why the idea of attacking comedians or a critic or this or that is foolish unless we can trace their line of thinking into some ideology which is incorrect. And that's what we can do with Doom right here, because he is attacking freedom of speech at this point. And if he doesn't understand that, this has gone to the point of ideology, where he has this concept that is so sacrosanct, nothing can ever attack it, which is trans people are special. And you can never criticize them.
Yeah, exactly. But the weird thing is, he goes after Vorsh. That's the weird thing.
Yeah, I know.
And Mateus has said it's a good video. I thought I'd mention it because he tagged me.
Well, the problem with Vosh is that anyone can attack Vosh and look like a genius, because it's just you just watch a video and you go, oh, this is retarded.
Yeah, you just go, holy shit. Vosh is retarded. Okay, excellent. We've got past that part. So.
Fantastic. Moving on.
And it's just weird again, like how he prefaced the video. He's like, "Oh well, I'm not asking to take him down or I'm biased, but he's problematic."
That's kind of what what they're saying.
Yeah,
I'm
not even understanding your video anymore.
I don't want
what are you on about?
I don't. There's other groups like, I don't know, the Black Lives Capital whatever group that wanted the special taken down from Netflix and all this other crap, and this guy's saying, no, I don't want to take it down, but I wish it didn't happen. You're like, what?
So you want to take it down?
I wish a lot of things didn't happen, but what can we do?
I don't find this comedy special by a comedy genius to be funny. It's like, oh well, sucks to be you.
Oh, shame. Anyway, sucks to be you.
Just shut down all comedians then.
Yeah. Retroactively deleted from memory and history, like those Stalin pictures.
Anyway, 448, doing okay.
Yeah.
Reasonably offend a huge number of them, and Dave is aware of the harmless
Most of
jokes
which
it
are false
caused.
positives.
Whoever wrote this letter truly loves me. I mean, they were really fucking nice in the letter. And then they described to me what it was like to come to the show, how excited they were, how much fun they were having. And then they said that when I got to my jokes about transgenders, that they were, quote, devastated. Because it turns out that whoever wrote the letter was transgender. I didn't feel bad about what I said, you understand? I felt bad that I made somebody else feel bad. To be honest, I don't even know what I said that upset that person. But I feel like it was probably this joke.
Is someone hearing music in the background?
Yeah,
I think
he has music.
Okay, I was like,
But
what the?
also-
Was that one of you guys? Like, I don't
Yeah.
think so. Yeah, okay.
No, the video has music. I think. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I thought I was going crazy. Like, what the?
No, it's had it from the beginning.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
Why-
there since the beginning.
Why would one of us have really nice classical music that sounds edited perfectly in sync with what was playing? Why?
Maybe Steven wanted it. I don't know.
Steven, yeah, help him through his therapy of losing weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta listen to more Mozart. Another 10 pounds.
I'm gonna be okay. I lost 100 pounds. Pick you up.
Need more Beethoven in my diet. That's what you gotta have.
Yeah.
Here's Roan Harushan. Thanks, Roan. For the 5. Actually, Hawk, if you put yourself into a coma, you become offensive to those who were already comatose and are appropriating their status. Ah. There you go.
Oh no.
I don't care about the feelings of vegetables.
Is that their physical status, or is that like a status ailment? Is it their financial
Is that their
status?
sexuality?
Their sexual status?
Their sexual status comatose?
Dead fish.
Is that coma sexual?
Coma coated.
Sexual.
Homosexual.
Oh my god, coma coded. I'm homosexual. As in, if you fuck me, you might as well be in a morgue.
God.
There you go, ladies. You will be put into a coma.
Me.
You may as well.
Fucking someone into a coma.
The fuck, man.
Okay.
I don't like to brag, but
There is
I
good
can change for a
chance
vegetable.
you will be put into a coma.
The coma.
Okay.
What? Are you that good? No, I'm going to hit you over the head with a hammer when I'm finished. Just like,
With a dollhouse.
Maybe not the greatest selling point for a lady, but you know, when you get drunk, these things do occur in your brain going, that's a good idea.
That's a very good idea. Tell me
Okay.
more.
Tell me about this comatose ability you have, sir.
Yeah.
I'm really glad my girlfriend's gone to bed actually right now, so she can't hear that.
Oh, she would be offended.
Yeah, she'd be like that. Listen,
I know exactly what he's talking about. Give me the mic. Give me the mic.
Get the fuck out of
This
here.
is not what happens. This is not what happens.
Conscious
really nice
versus
guy,
unconscious. Where do we draw the line?
All right. Here's Tyler Preston. Thank you for the one.
Would someone get offended? Would someone get offended if they were not unconscious? Because if they would, we can't have sex now.
Oh, that's your limit. That's how it goes with Hawk. Okay. Here's Tyler Preston. I have seen people unironically compared Dave Chappelle's special to Birth of a Nation. Really?
What?
They honestly believe that Dave's jokes will
That has
lead
to be a joke.
to the real murder of trans people. This is on the level of rape jokes cause men to rape women.
The fuck?
Where have you
Right,
seen this and where on Twitter?
Yeah, number one, I'm going to say this right now. Dave Chappelle's special is nowhere near as good as Birth of a Nation. That is a classic, and people should watch it. It's hilarious and it's great.
Yeah, it inspired me to be the man that I am today.
It inspired me to wear a white hood because they look.
You sure you're not you're sure you're not mistaking that with Red Dead?
Oh yeah, you know what? I might be.
Yeah,
Both similar in concept.
yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of similarities between Birth of a Nation and Red Dead Redemption. I mean,
Oh,
there's horses in both of them. I will give you that.
I always keep
And you
thinking
can-
of the Chinese.
And you can tie up black
version of
people,
that.
so
Oh my god, yeah, you can. I'm going to do that right now. Hold on.
okay.
Someone Figure someone would mention the Chinese in some way.
All right. Anyway.
There's a movie about the founding of China, and it's utterly boring.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause-
So
Again, a
Mulan.
movie with famous actors, and it is so fucking boring.
yeah, but
So
it's
live action Mulan then.
Anyway.
Yeah, but it's like it's easy to find China. Just go to where that wall is. I mean, really, can't miss it.
Okay. Well,
Which wall? The Donald Trump wall or the Chinese wall?
The Chinese wall. Yeah,
let's get back to the video where he talked about a joke.
No,
offending-
let's not. Let's
We're-
do something better.
We got 2 minutes left. We're almost done.
You crybaby.
I'm sure it can't be that bad. It's more than half over. His arguments suck.
It's probably just ads.
Oh yeah, he has a Patreon as well as a subscribe star for 2 videos. So-
Is there does he include his friend Steven in the description?
I hope so. He
Like,
must
I want to follow his Twitter.
be paying for Steven's diet pills or whatever he takes. I don't know.
And his therapy from
This year,
his horrible jokes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pay for Steven's diet.
Fucking
Due
hypocrite.
to the bad administration, because of so much shit, the price of laxatives has gone through the roof. Please donate $5 each month so that Stephen can keep losing £100 a month.
A month? Oh my god.
Come on.
Liposuction? What the hell? He chopping arms off?
Yeah, I don't know. Stephen's losing a lot of stuff. It's
Yeah, we
fine.
can take all the fat so that we can use it for plastic surgery for other women. It's good service.
For women.
They're taking all the fat from Stephen to make fake boobs for transgenders. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
there we go. See,
That's
not how that
All the
works.
transgender crisis.
There's like,
What
let's not get any ideas, okay?
Oh no, it's a great idea.
We'll leave the plastic surgery to the experts. I'm sure there are others.
Ew.
I'm sure there are other solutions than that.
Just make soap.
Like,
Actually,
Thank you,
advice,
my fellow German.
terrorist.
I don't know where I was going with that. I was like, oh shit.
Terrorist fucking hell.
Let's avoid
But
that.
I will
one.
say one thing: if you're going to have plastic surgery, don't go to Brazil. I watched a video today about Brazilian plastic surgery. It's terrible.
That won't go well at all.
Most people die.
what are you talking about? It's all natural down there.
That's a terrible joke, but I'm going to write it down, Eric.
All right, fine.
I told a joke.
Unironically, yes.
Achievement unlocked.
Anyway, 2 minutes left.
Eric.
Let's
Not
go.
the butt of jokes.
Remember, he was talking about as soon as a joke offends one person.
To tell you right now.
Yeah, ain't it, Dave? You just admitted your jokes are hurting people, and then you immediately tell the joke you think is hurting people. If you've been catching shit about this for years,
Okay, so if I make a car, I make it 100 times, and 99 of the people who bought the cars love it, and one person gets into an accident, I'd be like, oh, I feel really bad that my car, because of me, got into an accident, even though it wasn't my fault.
So,
I still feel bad though. Yeah, sure, okay.
yeah, I didn't get around yet to watch the closer. I have a feeling he's leaving out stuff here.
Yeah.
Yes,
Of course
it
he
looks-
is. He already
it looks
left out
heavy.
stuff. We know this.
Yeah, but you can tell by the edit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, if you get offended by these jokes, you need a therapist. You are so damn insecure about your condition that you don't know anything about, and that you probably don't even have. You get so easily offended because you deep down know this is just an act. Because if you actually have it, that stuff is less affecting you, much less.
Yeah,
It's not nothing, but that's with anything for anyone. Just learn to laugh about yourself. There's tons of jokes about Germans and the French, especially. Or these island monkeys.
Just embrace it. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
You know? I get called taco or burrito. It's like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I get called a fat ass or lard ass. It's like, yeah, I could lose some weight right now. You know?
Yeah, and these are all just jokes that I say. I mean, imagine what everyone else says, Derek. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah.
Poor guys.
I really appreciate Hawk's insight into my personal life. It's really great.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's terrible. His life's pretty bad. I mean, I wouldn't want to live it, but Eric's learned to grow up and move forward. He's accepted his limitations.
Yeah.
We all know Smud's a racist. Okay, he said something about black people.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah, just as we call the Austrians inbred mountain tribes and the Bavarians the sick and disabled that Hannibal left behind before he crossed the Alps.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone makes jokes about everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Scots. They are just one big massive joke. I mean, come on.
Those
They're a
bagpipes
group
are
of
joke.
At least they're playing the part.
Well, they make amazing whiskey, so they're probably drunk half the time anyway. So.
Oh, but they lie. They don't make amazing whiskey. It's all made in England. It's a lie.
It's all- yeah, we took it and then we made it better. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Irish
The
are just
Scots don't know
whatever. Irish, Scots, whatever. Yeah, we don't care.
Yeah, it's one of the others.
One of those
We
two
killed a
guys.
lot
Yeah,
years
they
ago.
make some sort of bottled whiskey, call it their own, but no one really cares.
All I know is the English went into their country and slaughtered a lot of them, so it doesn't really matter who's who anymore.
Alrighty,
God.
here we go.
Maybe tell jokes about something else? Sure, there's an artful way to address these subjects, but acknowledging the harm you might be doing and then just doubling down and doing it over and over and over again is just an asshole thing to do. Dave ends the
Oh, just
closer
like
with an appeal
you
to
calling your fat friend the most horrible fat jokes all the time.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Looking down on it, doing it more often is funny as fuck.
Yeah, but think about
It's
this.
hilarious.
Think of all the responses, like the mail and everything that Dave Chappelle's gotten over the years,
Mhm.
and I'm sure he's gotten hate mail.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But because this one person who loves Dave Chappelle, I was destroyed by the one joke about trans people. It's like, oh, so 95% of the time you felt great until the last 5%.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, and
Doesn't even make any sense, but sure, yeah.
Can you imagine
I'm
him trying? Oh, I got to change now because someone doesn't like my joke. That would I'm going to change my entire routine and make new jokes. He has
Yeah,
to do
exactly.
that. He has to do that every time he goes on the road.
Mhm.
So this is nothing new to him, and he's going to keep being himself because that's what sells.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he got hate mail from actual white supremacists when he made those KKK jokes.
Oh,
Is that not bad too because he offended the KKK?
ooh, can't offend
And
them,
on that
right?
note, Jordan Peterson got a damn lot of personal support mail from actual trans people.
Yeah.
Right when all this shit show started in 2016.
Oh, so Jordan Peterson's good then, right? 'Cause you get letters.
Oh
from
no,
one
we're
person,
the
that's
wrong trans
everybody.
people. You know, we're the wrong trans people. We don't count.
Okay. I see. Yeah.
We don't count. It's only the fake trans people that count.
Gotcha.
Of course.
All right.
appeal to empathy.
Appeal to
Yeah. A comedian has no idea what empathy is. He has no concept. He just,
Dude, I don't
They
want
throw
to hear
that
socialists
word
talk about
around.
empathy.
Yeah, they throw the word empathy around only because they think people go, oh, empathy means nice. And you're like, you don't know what a
Yeah.
fucking clue what empathy actually means. You just throw
Yeah.
it around to trick people.
Emotionally immature people do not know what empathy is. They use the word, but they don't know what it is because they haven't developed it yet.
Yeah, but no offense, but okay, example. I call
It's
Eric
like
a
a-
cunt. I mean, I don't have empathy for him. It's just a joke thing.
okay.
It doesn't mean I want.
It's like
I
a
call him a cunt
two-dimensional
and then-
creature. Sorry. It's like a two-dimensional creature trying to comprehend what a cube is.
so if you're a comedian, there must be certain mentality, a certain life, not a lifestyle, but a certain removal from life. I don't know if this is true as a universal for comedians, but they have to be in not a dark place, but in a lonely place, not a disturbed place, but a very secluded place. And this is I've listened to conversations with comedians like, where do you get this from? It's like, well, we listened to some Canadian comedians I've heard, even Jim Carrey when he was starting off. He's like, well, I was homeless. I didn't have any friends, yada, yada. He came from this place of recluse. And to say they're not empathetic or don't know about hardship or don't have a hard skin, like they have this very sensitive view of people, and plus they have this very strong skin to deal with people every day if they are doing that lifestyle of being a comedian, which means going out every day and bombing and getting booed and heckled and all. Yeah, they have to deal with that and be sensitive to their audience, because if they're not sensitive to the audience, they can't eat. So to say they're not empathetic is ridiculous. This goes against any person in the entertainment profession.
Yeah, people who have been through actual hardship, like you say, being on the street for a while, especially in winter, or other things, been through hell, actual hell, pain you couldn't even comprehend. You're laughing about these being offended, these narcissists being offended at someone looking wrong at their lollipop.
Yeah, like, can you imagine an intellectual comedian? Like, maybe it's possible. Like a really smart guy who's funny.
Oh, it is, but the audience is very small.
Yeah, I mean, it has to come from this very basic, rudimentary concept of humanity that everyone can grasp and works through this truth as a joke that you say, oh yeah, that makes sense. And sometimes there are those actual comedians who make jokes as jokes, meaning they don't tell a story. They'll have one sentence or two sentences. And I think Stephen Wright is one example where he just tells jokes.
What's his name? Was it like Tim Vine or something? Is
like everything he opens his mouth, it's a different story, but it lasts for like 10 seconds or whatever.
Yeah, he got I don't know who it was who got the Guinness Book of Records for most like one-liners in like a minute or something, or 5 minutes or whatever it was. Yeah, so that's one style of doing it. Then you've got other people who do long stories, and you get the joke right at the end, and
the punchline.
That's the joy of comedy. Yeah, there's so many different layers to it. It's like onion, and yeah, I just don't think this guy gets humor.
Yeah, and in order to do that,
I think this guy's watched.
Like, in order to do that, you have to understand the content, the truth you're trying to share, the exaggeration, or the fun little word joke. Like, it could be all sorts of puns. It could be all sorts of things that it builds up to. And I think Norm Macdonald was really good at that, because he had a stupid long joke which lasted like 10 minutes. It was the moth joke, all to get to this ridiculous pun at the end. He had a few of those. And
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're dumb. They're dumb stories that have absolutely nothing to do with it. Like a moth goes to a psychiatrist or whatever. Like it's so silly. You're like, what is he talking about? Like, what is he doing with this bizarre line of thinking? And then it gets to the punchline. You're like, oh.
Yeah. That was really funny.
He took you on that journey of like, what the hell? And, oh, jeez. But
yeah,
other comedians like Stephen Wright, they get right to it within 5 to 10 seconds, sometimes faster. So, and in order to get there, it's not it's not just an exercise of the intellect, but mostly of the feelings, how you do it. Anyway, here is a donation from a gallon of steak. Okay, that sounds gross. I don't measure steak in terms of liquid units, but
volume.
You don't drink steak juice?
I do not.
It's not a galleon of steak.
First I thought it was a gallon of steak. I was like, what the hell am I reading? Like, a gallon of steak. Okay. The funny thing I've observed is when complaints about comedians making jokes about white people are made, the complaint is that they're unfunny or the double standard. When jokes about LGBT people are made, the complaint is that the jokes are made at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's interesting. It's almost like, for some reason, it's like your sexuality can't be joked about anymore, and unless it's straight, then they can joke about it all the time.
Yeah, it's
and
like
you know
I
who's oppressing
when
you?
Kevin Hart
Yeah.
I remember when Kevin Hart was joking about.
Whisp, you just remind me of that quote. What is it? You know who is oppressing you when you is what is it?
Whom you can't criticize.
Oh, that quote, yeah.
Who you can't criticize. So the fact of the matter is, you can't criticize all these people's sexualities. It shows that they're oppressing people.
That means that they are the oppressors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember.
What a plot twist.
The LGBTQ community, and I put community in quotation marks and everything like that. It's the horrible monster they've created. Are oppressing modern society. They are oppressing.
Yeah, the vast majority. It's a ruling class. Hey, you 99%, get your asses up.
Yeah. Go
out there. Take your placards again from the Occupy Wall Street nonsense. Because you can just go on again and go on like we are the 99%. So demand back that schools stop this whole rainbow crap.
You know it's just that the LGBTQ community, because they go against what is it in the UK? They went against the LGB community and everything.
Yeah, I know.
And stuff. So they even went against the. So it is a monopoly of just those bastards.
I'm just checking out. I remember watching a Jon Stewart clip. He was making a joke about COVID and how the right compares it to the restrictions and the masks is like Hitler, whereas the left sees the virus as Hitler or whatever. And he was making a joke about that. Along with that was I just found out Fable is being created again by the Forza Saga engine. I was like, what the hell's the Forza engine? So
isn't that racing game?
Well, yeah, Forza. Yeah, exactly.
Why?
I don't know. I was just like, that's
so
weird.
That you can speedrun the game better?
Yeah, and you're on your horse or something. I have no idea.
Oh, they're going to be Fable.
I'm just happy another Fable's being made. Maybe it'll be better than 3.
Yeah. So. Let's just put it this way. Fable 2 is the peak of the series, and it's just downhill with everything.
Yeah. Well, Xbox has the money, so they could do whatever they like with the license, so good for them. Anyway, back to this almost finished video.
I'm still what the Dead Space remake or whatever it is.
Oh, they're doing a Dead Space remake, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Cool.
It's like, I thought.
How can you?
The thing about remake. Why?
Why do you want to remake perfection?
Well, I don't want to remake.
Why not?
Listen, right.
That's perfection.
Listen. I don't want to remake perfection, but I'd like to see what they're doing with it, because either it'll be good that I can play it, or really bad that I can bitch about it for a little bit. It's a win-win situation these days. I just have to take what I can get.
Okay. Let's keep going.
Sexual. It must ways. I am not telling another joke about you until we are both sure that we are laughing together.
Yes, Dave, empathy is a two-way road, but you don't seem interested in listening to people that are giving you very consistent feedback about these jokes.
Munchausen patients have no valid opinion.
What, hold on. He got one letter that said he didn't like it. So where's his consistent? What are you?
Yeah, and your fake friend Steve. He just didn't tell you how much he despised you for your fat jokes. He was just polite to you.
The criticism comes from when people don't laugh at the joke at all, like it's dead silent. That's your critique.
Mm-hmm.
Why, Bill Burr was able to roast Philadelphia and half of the audience laughed at it. And they still cheered him on. They gave him the biggest applause you could ever hear.
Yeah. Those good, mature people that can laugh about their shortcomings, and the stereotypes that are true about the town, the state, the country. Because it's kind of funny, like the joke of how many Germans does it need to switch a light bulb?
No, it's true.
Okay, 1 minute left.
All right.
Dave's comments here seem to imply that the burden is on everyone to accept what he says, taking no responsibility himself to avoid causing harm or to just tell funnier jokes.
The responsibility of being a comedian to tell. What are you talking about? What is this nonsense? Come on. What is he? Apologizing.
Don't insult the holy group.
Yeah, I apologize for making a joke on a whole community and one person being offended. That's what he wants. Like, why? Every comedian would have to apologize for every single joke that they ever wrote.
Yeah. Forever.
They should
How
only
about
apologize.
no?
They should only ever apologize when they don't make me laugh. That's kind of the mentality he sort of has. Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't laugh. I got angry instead. That's your fault. Really?
Yeah.
All right. This is. I think we're getting exhausted. Always the last bit is always exhausting for me. Okay.
Here's the bottom line. Joking about trans people is fine, but jokes at the
Let me just hear that one more time.
Everyone.
Here's the bottom line. Joking about trans people is fine.
Okay.
Then what's your
And now
problem?
he's going to contradict himself because he's not making sense.
Yes.
Because he's going to say that jokes about trans people are not fine.
This is great. Here's Aoi, $3. Fuck off, Hawk. It's the GB gay and bi community. Lesbians are just female gays, and being trans doesn't change who you fuck. But what you fuck with, everything else in that acronym is nonsense that should be ignored.
Not wrong.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Why have I got to fuck off? Fuck off. Fuck off, Hawk. I agree with everything.
Because you're white, Hawk.
Okay. No.
You're
That's not
straight
how this
white
works.
to smell.
No, I'm
no.
a semi.
You fuckheads.
I'm a semi-bisexual purple people eater or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't give a shit.
Of course you don't.
Pussy is man ass or whatever it is. I don't care.
Wait, let's hear his wonderful rebuttal to it's okay to joke about trans people.
Unless it does something somewhere.
Yeah, unless they write a letter to you saying, I didn't like the joke. Made me feel bad. Like, okay.
Oh, I feel bad.
Oh, so
Now imagine the letters are just written by guys like him who aren't even trans, but then pose as trans to be offended on behalf of
Yeah,
us.
like, can you imagine, like, yourself writing to comedians, like, I'm trans, but I didn't like your joke very much. It wasn't very funny. And the comedian's like,
I could make a killing out of that. I could just write whatever the fuck I want. No one knows.
the comedian's like, oh, darn. I better,
No, he'd be like that. He'd be like, well, I guess this guy is a faggot. He's writing letters, and he could easily email me or send it over Twitter.
all right.
People is
I
fine.
bet he uses a quill.
A feathery quill, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fine. But jokes at the expense of trans people aren't.
Oh my, are you kidding me? That's your rebuttal?
Hey, hold on. Jokes about trans people are fine, but jokes at the expense of trans people are wrong. What?
Does he even
Please
know
give example.
does he
Please
even-
give
Yeah,
example.
but come on, think about it.
There's no example.
At this point, does he even know what comedy is? The majority
No.
of comedy that you hear
He's
is a
no,
story.
he's an immature asshole. He's just an asshole. Look at what he thought was funny to tell his fat friend. He thought that was funny, but Chappelle isn't. This guy isn't funny. He doesn't understand funny. He doesn't understand what jokes are. He's just a sadistic asshole with two virtue signals.
This is ridiculous. Every single joke, in principle, I don't
At the
know.
expense of somebody.
Yeah, it's at the expense of a individual, a group, a time period, a fashion sense, something. Like something is going to be the target.
An idea.
Yeah, but it's usually like a personal story or this or that. And to say, oh, you shouldn't put it. You can make fun of trans people, but not at their expense. Is like, oh, you can fry an egg, but you can't crack it. You're like, what?
Yeah.
What?
How do you do
Yeah.
that?
How do you make a joke about trans people and not do it at their expense because you're making joke? And
Well, that's the thing. It's just like if that's the case, then what about everything else? What is not okay and what is okay?
Yeah. What's the limitation? When someone writes a letter and says, "I'm offended," like what? Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's just restricting free speech.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Because but the thing is, it's like we say, we have to wait until everybody's heard the joke, so that everyone agrees that it's a funny joke before we're allowed to like let it continue. If one person in 7 billion disagrees with it, no, it's got to be got rid of.
All right. Here is a donation from Whisp. Stole my bike. I don't know why you're attacking Whisp so much these days, but okay.
I can't even ride bikes these days. I haven't ridden a bike for 4 years.
Oh, that's too bad.
Because you're a ghost.
What would I do with a bike?
Go get food? I don't know.
Not with a bike.
Sell it on Craigslist? I don't know.
Get a nice little basket, put some food and wine and bread.
I cannot ride my bicycle. I cannot ride my bike.
Isn't that what Europeans do? They just put a little basket on their bikes and they buy like baguettes and wine and cheese.
That's French.
You said
French.
Yeah, but everyone eats bread and cheese, right? No?
We're not all French.
Okay.
And this is long nonsense that the French are calling bread is not bread.
Quesadillas.
It's just some wheat foam nonsense.
Okay.
It's not bread.
Anyway,
With actual bread, you can whack people over the head
Oh.
and still have nutrition.
all right.
We get it. The Germans don't like the French. It's perfectly
All right.
fine.
We have a bread that's called a Gassenhauer, which means alley crusher.
French killer.
That's not bread. My bread destroys your stomach, okay?
Yeah.
All right, Wes, we got it.
We have a bread that's named after a sword.
No, the thing is, it's like we all thought like Hitler invaded France to like conquer it. No, he just wanted to get rid of French bread. That was the main reason they did it. Blitzkrieg was there getting all the bread factories.
Bomb those factories, not the bomb factories. Bomb the bread factories. Yeah, that's exactly.
It turns out Auschwitz wasn't
Shutting it
actually
down.
reduced.
Yeah,
It was just for all the French
The
bacon.
Blitzkrieg strategy
Yeah,
was to attack industry, but they didn't realize it was the baking and farming industry. So,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, it's Hitler just eats his bread.
French bakers had to wear like a yellow baguette on their sleeve or something as they went around before they got rounded up.
A croissant would be perfect.
Yeah, a yellow croissant on their sleeve.
Anyway, back to the comment.
I had a baguette tattooed on their arm.
These goddamn hypocrites were A-okay with Dave making jokes about white people and Trump supporters, but now take issue with him making fun of trans people. He can fuck off with the idea of good comedy. Punches up, not down. Good comedy is funny. Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't like this idea of punching up and punching down in comedy. It's just punching everywhere. That's what comedy is. It just
It's
goes
equal
everywhere.
opportunity punching.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comedy does not give a shit who.
Liberal. It's very liberal punching around.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's hear more of his wonderful argument here.
Trans people aren't. Not does he keep telling these jokes despite the fact that he knows they are harming people, but more than anything, they just aren't funny. I rewatched his earlier Netflix specials
that's your
as research
opinion.
for this video,
No, you
and
just
they're just as
have bad
hilarious as I
humor.
remember.
Stop being
By comparison,
offended
The
by...
Closer is pretty fucking lame, and in addition to being genuinely mean. For an all-time great comedian, it's just disappointing, and while I nearly always
Mr.
side with the
needs
comedian
a
in these
crane to be
circumstances,
lifted out of
this
bed.
time I really feel like Dave should take the criticism to heart. That's all for Chappelle. The Django
Okay.
Unchained video is dropping soon.
No one cares.
Oh, Django Unchained, really?
Why?
Oh no.
Why would he make?
I don't know.
Why-
I don't care. I don't know. I don't care. This guy's an idiot.
He went from Vosh to Dave Chappelle to a fun
He-
action western that has racism in it.
By Quentin Tarantino,
Django
right?
Unchained. Yeah.
Just stop fucking talking for me. I can talk for myself.
Yeah.
Wow, that was bad. I didn't think it was funny. Okay, cool. That's your opinion.
Yeah, but that's literally it. That's literally his argument. I didn't find this funny. Okay.
All right, cool.
Boo-hoo,
Can you
anyway.
cry about it in the corner by yourself and not make a video about it?
Well, yeah. While we look at the memes.
Yeah, so
Yeah, if
this
it's that
video was really weak.
All right.
It was weak.
Let's see what we got for stream memes.
Hooray!
Here's a ha joke. When comedy becomes offensive and disrespectful, that's great. She got hit in the face with the pie and she complains. Feminist, I'll use my mother's last name. Me, you mean your grandfather's.
Yeah.
Why are you booing me?
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
Ha, ha, ha. Comedy beats the woke nonsense. Modern problems require modern solutions. Is this when his time when he was doing his show, and he was
Dave
playing?
Chappelle show, yeah.
Was he playing the
Oh
president?
God!
He was either the president or he was a newscaster. I can't remember. It's one of those. Really great stuff.
Y'all got any more crack?
2024
God.
women's U.S. Olympic weightlifting team are back on top. America, we are back
Oh,
on top.
gosh.
America.
Are you
Okay.
sure that's not the East German weightlifting team?
Jeez. What is going on here? I don't know.
Who lost the bet?
Yeah, someone. And where the heck are they? Is like a butchery? Like what is coffee place?
It's like an ice cream shop.
I don't know. Yeah, something like that. I'm fascinated. I was like, what is happening in this picture? Anyway,
A laundromat, I guess.
sissies run rampant these days. For people who get offended easily.
Very fitting.
Oh my God.
That's
At
gonna
least it's not-
change the world.
Yeah, at least it's not a Twitter feed that you can just look over his shoulder and see it. The future of the West.
Yeah.
Oh, what the God? No!
Where did you find this? Oh my god, that's
Wow.
disturbing. Holy shit.
You know somebody's masturbated to this picture, probably. Anyway, that's me finished about talking about this picture. Moving on.
Of course.
I
Steven,
don't know, it's just weird.
Doomer Media using him as an example. Aw, don't do that to Steven.
This video this picture makes me want to set up a therapy fund for Steven.
No, the thing is, though, it's like, I know that cat's not Stephen, and I like the cat. I don't like Stephen, so please don't link that cat with Stephen. That cat looks nice, and I want to care for it. Stephen's
Hey,
just a fat cunt.
Steven did nothing wrong.
Stephen, yeah, he did. He was fat.
Yeah, but he
did a lot
stopped
of
being
things.
fat.
Yeah, just stop being fat.
He lost 500. He lost 500 pounds in a day.
Yeah, but he's also still Doomer Media's friend, so he's obviously doing something wrong. So
Maybe he's not even his friend. He just like bumped into him one time and he just
maybe
Yeah,
he
Doomer
asshole.
mistook him for being a friend because he just didn't go away.
yeah.
maybe some fat bastard he bumped
Hey,
into. but
Steven,
I
remember
can
the
use
time
your
you-
misery for a video?
Steven, you're fat.
Remember the
Steven
time
will
you let
ask
me
in
borrow a
return,
pencil?
who even are you? What's your name? You sat in the bar all the time and then said all these horrible, stupid things. Who even are you? I tried to ignore you, but you kept coming back as if I was listening to you.
All right.
Yeah, I don't even know who you are.
Here's a little super chat from Non-Vitae Rex. Thank you for the 5, sir. For what I remember, he said on the EFAP stream he wants to move away from political commentary to media criticism.
That's the same thing.
And you're doing a shit. You're still doing a shit job.
Yeah, if he's talking about trans feelings or whatever bullshit, it's like that's political, buddy.
Yes.
Anyway, the more the days go on, the louder he becomes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Frieza? Is this Frieza?
Yes.
How does he become
Very
louder?
ugly color choice.
Yeah, I don't know. When Whisp steals your bike.
I like that one.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the meme with Punch Out. This one's better. Okay.
E.T. on home.
Staff chat. What are you doing to your mods, Smud?
What? Oh my god. Come over here and kiss me on my hot mouth. I'm feeling romantical.
What are you doing to your mods?
What
are you doing? I don't know what's going on.
Oh no!
What was this? What? I'm not in staff chat too often, so I have to go pop in there and find out. But not right now.
You're the one in charge. I'm pretty sure you should be doing that.
Well, honestly, the mods are in
though.
control of the Discord, keeping sure everyone's cool and they help people out, and if there's a problem. I'm not aware of the majority of what they do. They do all the polling. They collect all the data, and they make new channels. So they do a lot of that. I just step in if there's something I want or there's a problem. They notify me. But other than that, no, they're happy the way they go, and I'm happy doing my thing.
Just make sure things don't go too far.
Well, they will notify.
Honestly, I don't know what's going on.
I will find out though. I'll go pop in and say hello. Anyway, that was Doomer Media.
I just watching Smud go into staff chat, and it's just like all of them just doing coke. They're like, this is not what it looks like. Someone's like, oh my god, the things are on fire. What the hell?
They just have gallons of Coca-Cola.
No, there's just gallons of steak.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I'm going to leave my comment. It's about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 statements.
So wait, Smud, so are you satisfying your mods? Is that the joke?
Satisfying?
By leaving them alone, I guess I am.
You call that satisfying?
I don't know what's going on. Right? I didn't want to say rape.
Anyway, guys, that was a great little video. Didn't take too long, and we all had a good laugh. I'm going to leave my comments. I've been reading this guy's Twitter feed. Interesting stuff. So thank you for spending the time with us. It's always been lovely listening to this commentary. And we'll see what's happening this week. We do have our traditions on the Smudcast coming up on this Friday. So that will be fun.
Oh, shit. Is it Renegade Cut?
It's Renegade Cut week. Yeah. So
fuck,
if you need more left-leaning ideologies, it just keeps ramping up.
Wait, hold on. So it's Renegade Cut this week, but it's Maggie next week, isn't it?
You got it.
Oh, God, I'm going to have to kill myself. Oh, yeah.
Oh, is it Maggie next week?
Yeah.
Or just don't join.
Or just don't join. That works too. Yeah.
But the thing is, it's also a bit like it's Maggie on Halloween, so it's like, that's interesting.
Oh no,
that is true. That is true.
I've got to be there for that. Now.
I'll try to take your spot on Renegade Cut this week if you want.
Okay, then. I didn't know about I've got a ready for me, so
All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for your time and your bartering between Renegade Cut and Maggie May Fish Days. That's odd.
So agree.
I mean, I'm only saying it because I'm available this Friday.
Okay.
So,
thank you.
Well, okay.
For the suggestions, keep them coming in the suggestions channel. If they haven't been picked yet, keep recommending them. The new mod will probably choose them again, so you never know. But thanks for your time. Talk to you real soon. Have yourself a great evening. Bye-bye now.
Dave Chappelle is funny.
Bye.